Y'all, they should have just called this episode Shady Boots, because I don't know who I can trust. You got Tommy, Daddy being shady against Tommy, Proctor being shady against Jamie. You got the Jimenez sister being shady against her brother. Tate always being shady against everybody. I don't know who we can trust this season. Hey everyone, it's Shauna from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Power Season 5, Episode 4, Second Chances, okay? And it really didn't seem like anyone had a second chance until Ghost and Angela at the end of the episode, but we got a lot to get into, so I need to talk about my homie Proctor, because I'm really scared that they gonna end up flipping this man. So we see that basically they're harassing and bullying him this entire episode. So he's having lunch with his daughter at home, and we see that his mother comes back, the lady who's been strung out on drugs this entire time. She says she's clean. She gives her daughter her chip, like, hey, I'm gonna get joint custody of you. You can come live with me. And I was like, girl, you really like saying a lot. Like, you just really positive about this. And she's talking about how she can go back and get take the bar. And so, this causes a lot of stress on him. And so we see that he picks up a file out of his briefcase, basically showing Teresa's name. And so he tells Ghost that they need to meet. And then he meets with Ghost and tells him, like, yo, I just don't trust what's going on with Teresa because he has some updated paperwork. And then Jamie was like, so when did you know? He's like, I just found out. He's like, why are you lying? I already know, dude. And so basically, then we see towards the end of the episode that they have everyone come and raid Proctor's house. And so basically they're looking for evidence of a crime. They say that someone is missing and that was the last known place that person was at. And we know that the Homeland Security officer was stabbed by Tommy in his residence. So we don't know if they're going to find something or not. But we also know that Mock said he is not letting up because Proctor is the only one that can take down both Tommy, Ghost, and Angela at the same time. So it's interesting to see like when he flips, because it's inevitable. I'm pretty positive that he is going to flip, especially since Jamie is just gone off the deep end and is not thinking, even after Proctor tells him, like, you cannot be doing anything illegal right now. Seriously, like, you're going to get yourself in trouble, you're going to get me in trouble, and it's just going to be basically a shit show. So let's get on Angie, y'all. So we see at the beginning of the episode that Angela gets all of the documentation from the internal affairs officer who was investigating the shooting of Ray Ray. And basically, I was confused because she locked all the stuff up and then put the key in her desk. I was like, you really trust that? Like, if it was me, I had that key on me at all times. Like, it's not leaving anywhere. But I just thought that was a little weird. But she's trying to take down the Jimenez. If she can take down the Jimenez, this will solidify not only her career, but everyone in the entire office that is on this case, okay? So she had the breakthrough on the last episode that the sister is basically, well, she thinks that the sister is number 2 in charge. Sister is really number 1 after we come to see on this episode and how she runs her brother when she's having issues with him in Dre's club. So we see that they eventually end up taking them down, but you guessed it, Steve then popped up out of nowhere talking about DEA, this is above your pay grade, they gotta go. And so I was just like, Angie, why you didn't see this coming? And she's sitting up there trying to be like, was any of this real? Girl, who cares? We told you to stop sleeping with people in your office. I don't get it. So we see that, I don't know if Steve is necessarily in on this, but Steve's boss has something to do with this. And so he wants to take her down, but they will not allow him to take her down. And then we see that she tried to play her brother and be like, hey, you can get me out, but don't let him out. And he was like, girl, that's your brother. We ain't got nothing to arrest him on, just like we don't have nothing to arrest you on. So you're going to have to deal with your own little dirty mess. Okay, bye. So we see that because of the Jimenez, there's some issues that her brother is causing. We see it in the car when they're leaving the police station that she tells him, like, everything you touch it rots. It's horrible. And we see that Dre met with her earlier in the episode, and she's telling him that he tells her that they had some issues in which the management is starting to see that her brother is rude to the waitresses, which is causing a lot of them to quit, which is potentially hurting their international business as the Jimenez expand with the help of Dre and the nightclubs overseas. And so we see that she ends up making her brother apologize to Dre. But also, too, they make Cristobal the lieutenant for the U.S. operations. And basically, it's Dre's job to teach him how to run everything in the U.S. so he can fully focus his attention on the international part of the business expanding. And so we see that this is going to kind of cause some issues because he's just like, why are you in on this? He's very hesitant to let Cristobal in on everything that is happening. So I'm interested to see how their relationship goes. But once they see that they're leaving, meeting with the Jimenez before the sister takes off, that the feds come and pick them up. And so it scares them because they're just like, well, if the Jimenez is gone and they're arrested, then they're definitely going to come for us. Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan, they're definitely going to be riding up on us to try to take us out since we don't have the Jimenez protection. And so Drake comes up with an idea because in the episode, we see Tate, who ain't ish. Tate is tired of Jamie, okay? He already ruined the business with one of their largest investors, Fancy. The previous episode, we see that he's drinking now. He's not himself. He was doing the fundraiser, and then he ended up rushing to this girl in the crowd because she looked like Raina. And so Tate realizes that he needs somebody else who he can control, who is less problematic than Jamie to be the face of the Queen's Child Project. And so who does he go to? A little petty behind. He go to Dre, okay? So Dre at first he was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. But then we see that because of the issue with the Jimenez now, Dre has to have some type of protection. And so he decides to become a public face of the Queen's Child Project. And then when Jamie saw them faces that Jamie be making, he be making them faces like, you know, your mama's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like that face in public, when you're in public and she gotta look nice, be like, I'm gonna beat your ass when we get home. You keep acting up. And so he gives them that face like, hey guys, I will never let you forget it. And then Dre was like, thank you so much, James, because without you, like I would not be where I am today, which is just even more shady. And so it's interesting to see, is Tate gonna be able to control Dre as much as more than what he was able to do with Jamie, okay? So that's all of it in himself, whatever. So we're going to get to Jamie a little bit later, but let's talk about Tommy for a moment. Tommy got a lot going on, okay? So we see in the beginning of the episode, everybody's meeting up. Kanan goes Tommy to talk about how they're going to take out the Jimenez, but then they get into an argument because Ghost finds out that Teresi is out of jail. And Teresi, like everybody else, is just like, yo, so your dad was doing life and now all of a sudden he's out of jail? That don't make no sense. It's telling he's snitching on somebody and that he's out of jail for a reason. And so he's also mad because Kanan knew and Proctor knew before anyone decided to come and tell Jamie that his dad was out. And so we see that Teresi goes back to the rest of the Italians. They have like a little welcome home celebration for him. And even one of the dudes asked the Italian that's in charge right now, he was like, hey, that don't make no sense. That man was doing life. He'd been in jail for like over 25 years and now all of a sudden he getting out. The only people that I know who be getting out, they rats. So what we gonna do? And so he's like, you better mind your business. You better respect him. Like he old school. He would never do that. And I'm just like, but why don't anybody see it? So this does answer our question that the Italians are not in on Teresi snitching on Tommy, that nobody knows about it outside of him. And so we see that Kanan and Ghost come up with a plan to try to turn the Italians against Tommy because Tommy is too unpredictable. This whole thing with the Italians is just making everything just even worse. And so they try to find a way to get the Italians to believe that Tommy never cleaned up the mess with Dre and them, with the drugs. And so we see that Kanan tells two of his boys to go shoot blanks at them, but these fools shoot real like bullets at them, wounding a couple of people. Tommy goes to check on his dad. His dad is just like, I'm okay. But then Tommy realizes that he ignored his phone call when his dad told him that he couldn't hear his phone. He was sleeping, which puts Tommy on high alert, and he's even more paranoid and suspicious now. But here to gotcha, y'all. First of all, I think that Teresi's friend is going to die who was looking over Tommy because we see that Kanan meets with the Italian, the head of the Italians, and he basically tells him like, no, that stuff wasn't over, which causes him to then look at Teresi's friend who lied and said, yeah, everything was handled. So I think he's basically going to kill him. But here's the real gotcha, y'all. I think Connie gonna turn Teresi in. I think she gonna snitch and say that, yo, he a rat because he heard her call Tommy's son. And remember, he's trying to keep that he had a kid outside of him and Connie's marriage on the low. And so I think Connie's gonna get mad. She was okay after he told her that he was a rat, but she's mad now because she heard him say son. And so I think she gonna tell them that he was a rat, and that would be the best revenge because Connie ain't got nothing to lose. She finna die anyway. You might as well take your little nasty, dirty, cheating husband with you, okay? Yes. So I'm interested to see what happens with all of this. I just hate that Tommy's heart always has to get broken. Everybody talking about their family, but they never really there for them. And now, like, he's just gonna be hurt by somebody else. He was hurt by Holly, now he's gonna be hurt by his father. So it's just like, dang, Tommy can't catch a break, y'all. But Tasha finally decided to get some sense and leave Jamie. She just said she's done. And she should have been done a long time ago. I get why she wasn't, because she has to protect herself, because she's implicated as well. But after he called her selfish when she said, hey, I just can't fake being your happy, loving, devoting wife today because my child was murdered. And then he called her selfish. I was just like, how dare you? You little cheating dog, okay? You were selfish, okay? Because you put everyone else beneath what you want to do, okay? So you do what you want to do no matter how it hurts everyone else in your family. And so I like that she finally decided to leave. Her mom was like, are you sure about this? Are you sure you're not just doing this because you got that whole thing going on with Terry? And she's like, no, like, he left me a long time ago. He left her for Angela. Like, he's tried to leave her 2 times now. So I'm just like, she owes him nothing. I feel like she's done more than enough, went above and beyond than what most people would be doing at this point. And so she leaves him. And she just like, he was like, that's why this didn't go right at the little speech thing, because you were supposed to be giving that speech and all of this stuff. And I was just like, Jamie, you missing it. You just don't get it. And so I appreciate that she left, especially since she can't even grieve with her husband. Like, what else are you here for? Like, why are we still doing this? It's not even worth it at this point. So we see that Jamie is basically all alone. And during the course of the episode, he loses his marriage. He loses his wife. She's not even willing to fake it anymore. He's basically losing Tommy. And he's lost the Queen's Child Project. Everyone's looking at him crazy. We saw the people was like, is he stable enough? Is he okay? Like, I'm concerned about him. So he lost that to Dre. He's already lost his business to Dre. He loses Angie until the end of the episode. She comes back and she's like, I'm here now, which leads into the title of Second Chances for this episode. But it's really just so many moving parts, so many things going wrong right now. And they still don't even know about this girl who can actually identify ghosts, identify Jamie as being ghosts. And so it's just interesting to see how all of this is going to play out, because there's a lot of tensions brewing in all of these different sects between the Jimenez, the Italians, Teresi and his wife, Tommy, Kanan, and Ghost. So it's a lot. I'm excited to see how all of this ends. I don't know if it's a lot of people that they need to kill at this point. You got to kill Tate. Somebody needs to kill Mock. I don't know why nobody didn't kill you. I done killed everybody else in her office. I don't know why y'all not gonna kill him. You need to kill Kanan. You need to kill Dre, Cristobal, Jimenez. It's just so many people. I'm just trying to figure out how all of this is going to play out. But most importantly, I'm really interested to see how this Teresi thing, because I am confident that Connie is gonna be the one to take him down. But that's it. Those are my thoughts on Power Season 5, Episode 4, Second Chances. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Way. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.